I'm back. Well, that was exciting. Alex ended the stream on us. knew, knew we shouldn't have give him admin privileges while he's distracted. Yeah, that's the thing about Restream when you're on the mobile device and you go to leave. If you're like admin, um, it'll ask you a question, and our minds tell us that we're just quitting, and it's like, are you sure you want to quit? So you're like, yeah, but the reality is, it's asking you, do you want to end the stream? And so if you don't read all the words, sometimes you push the wrong buttons. So welcome back to the three that did come back. Good times, good times. So yeah, exciting stuff. That's the family reunion. Crazy, crazy stuff. So we got two Facebook people back and one one T Town back. Well, that is fine. That is cool. Any chance on your PPF tint program you have templates for PPF on a 2023 Scat Pack wide body? um, Let me take a look. I will see. We will go to um, Clear Shield paint protection 2023 Dodge. What was it? Scat Pack wide body. Is that the Challenger or Charger? I'm guessing Charger. Scat Pack wide body. Is this by chance it? Let's see. Is that what we was looking for? It looks like we do. It says installation difficulty is a 3 out of 5. What's up, Brandon? Yeah, Alex bounced and um, Restream asked him a question, and the question was, "Did you want to end the stream?" But he thought it was, "Are you sure you want to leave?" And yeah, that happens sometimes. I'll tell you one thing about Computer Cut is they have been in the game the longest because they invented it. I can't say that, you know, one company's got better patterns than the other because a lot of, especially on PPF, it's going to boil down to installer preference. So if you're used to one, there will be an adjustment phase to switch because PPF patterns can be designed differently based on install techniques. I'm not saying that they're different, but they very well might be. But yeah. Nice thing about Computer Cut too is you'll notice that you've got oops. I'll click cut, that'll make it bigger. Oh, look what we did. We don't like that. No. That's dumb. I'm still relearning how to use this. But it's got unwrapped and wrapped edges, which is super cool. And that's something that they don't all give you the option. Um, a lot of PPF companies don't want to promote wrapping edges because there's room for things to go wrong there. So yeah, for sure. Found out a few weeks ago the guy that trained me from Lumar to drop PPF shut his shop down and only cutting tint patterns for Lumar now. Interesting. Length of the trial is 30 days. And one thing, a lot of these companies, they'll give you a 30-day free trial. And if you're still on the fence, you can call them and they'll extend it. That's not an option with Computer Cut. 30 days is 30 days. So they go through a third party licensing company. So it's a little more difficult to be flexible on that because they allow another company to handle that. It just makes it easier for them to focus on what's important. But yeah, the trial is 30 days. It's a 100% full feature trial. The trial will give you tint and PPF, so you can try all aspects of it and see what you think. Um, right now, I discovered there's a little bit of a glitch with the file on my website when you order it. But if you go to I believe it's Computer Cut Pro. Let me look. It is, yeah. So it's computercut.com/downloads. You can download the Windows installer right there, and you'll sign up. It'll ask you for. In fact, let me move this over here real quick, and then we will turn this off. We will share this window. So you can just go to computercut.com/downloads. Up here it is. And you have getting started as a trial or user. That's going to give you a help video and show you how to do it. So that's its own kind of cool. And this will teach you how to set up a plotter. And these are just YouTube videos. And you'll notice over here on the right, oh, no, that's not the same one. If you actually go to SolarGuard Partners, you can scroll down and they actually have, there it is, tech tips and tricks on computer cutting software. So that's all the videos they have, and they try to keep them detailed so that you can find whatever it is you're looking for and play that particular video. But when you're ready to set it up, you can just click here. It'll download the installer. Oh, well, that didn't show you, but it pops up a window to save it, and then you can just install it and put in your information to sign up, and it'll give you all those things. When you're ready to purchase and run the like monthly subscription, you can go to my website because Computer Cut is like really expensive if you buy it from Computer Cut and don't use their film. If you don't use the SolarGuard film, but if you don't use the SolarGuard film, you can get it for $150 for either PPF or $150 a month for 10 or 200 a month for both through me. And so it's definitely worth it if you're not interested in switching films, but you want to use something that you know is going to stand the test of time and um, maintain what you need to keep going. It's good stuff. So, yeah. Why do you not like film and vinyl? I didn't take it as he didn't, although he'll answer, but I didn't take it as he didn't like film and vinyl. I think film and vinyl was lacking in a particular pattern. If I was to guess, he's probably considering getting the trial so that he can have that pattern and give him a chance to see if he likes it or not. That would be my guess anyway. So, yeah. But Computer Cut is a really solid option. I used it for years and years and years, and then I strayed away from it because, as tinners, we're always, thinking, I wonder if there's something better, or this or that. And honestly, I made the full circle. I jumped around to everybody from film and vinyl, the Tint Tech to Core. I did film and vinyl. Who else did I do? Suntech, 3M. I played with all of them. Oh, you like my Jeep video? I got Jeep videos. We went out playing Sunday and last night. We're getting ready for a big tire event at the park. So all the big rigs like mine, and actually more built than mine, we're going to come out and show people what rigs like that can really do, and hopefully put on one hell of a show and not break anything, like my neck. Now, as I was explaining to somebody today on the phone, as far as top edges go, one thing you're going to notice, and it's going to be with any software because it's not necessarily the software's fault on top edges. I'm not saying that one software is better or worse than another. They do vary, and some companies notoriously have not had the best of top edges. But in reality, right now, I'm sure you guys have noticed a lot of car manufacturers are downsizing the number of products that they're selling. So, where like General Motors used to have all the Chevys and all the Pontiacs and all the Buicks, and they had so many of each one too, that they could enlist a glass manufacturer to make these specific windows for this car, and that glass manufacturer would do it all out of one plant and every window would be identical. Well, and this really started becoming noticeable with Toyota and Chrysler, and it's just spreading because a lot of these companies are making fewer and fewer different cars, so they're selling more and more of a particular car because the options aren't there. They don't have 12 different models to choose from. They have 3. So, and they basically are taking one model and multiply what their average sales are by 4. And now the glass manufacturers can't keep up out of one die or mold. And so that glass company is still in charge of making all the windows say, let's go with Dodge Charger, because I got some accurate information on Dodge Charger. But the Dodge Charger has 6 different molds making door windows for the Dodge Charger. They're all OEM. But the problem is, and you can test this for yourself, if you do a lot of Dodge Chargers, cut yourself a door pattern for a Dodge Charger, roll it up and set it aside. Know that your top edge is spot on. And I can almost promise you that the next Dodge Charger you get, you can unroll that pattern and put it on that door window, and it's not going to line up at the top because you got a 1 in 6 chance of it being the same mold as the one you cut the pattern for. So that really is starting to give computer cutting manufacturers a bad rap. And the easiest way about top edges is just kind of accept what is and learn to bump the edge up a little bit and shave just that little bit that needs to be trimmed off the top edge. It seems like a lot of complexity that, you know, I pay for this software so that I don't have to do this. But now understanding what the software companies are up against, it makes more sense to learn to do that. And the neat thing is, once you've done that for a few weeks, you don't think about the fact that you're doing it. When I go to a window and I lay a door on a glass, either it fits or it doesn't. And when it doesn't, a thought doesn't go through my mind anymore. I just bump it up, I shave it, and I bump it back down a little bit, and I've got a beautiful edge. And it literally takes me probably less than 30 seconds to do that. And it doesn't slow me down a bit. It doesn't hinder me. The reality is I've got 3 perfect edges. That doesn't matter if they vary a little bit. And that top edge, if it takes me less than 30 seconds to adjust it, that's on a 4-door car, 2 minutes. And it's not relevant to me anymore at that point. The problem I had was before I understood that, it was the argument and the anguish I put myself through thinking about the fact that it should be better than this, when the reality is that was just me feeling like I deserved more than I was getting. And so my time was chewed up with that. Sometimes I'd get frustrated. Sometimes I'd rip the piece of tin off and just hand cut it because I felt like hand cutting was better at this point, you know, and that's all my ego. But the reality is it wasn't actually making my day better. It was making it worse. And once I accepted what was, now I honestly, if film and vinyl does have crappy top edges, it wouldn't faze me a bit. And I used film and vinyl for a long time. And I'm not going to tell you whether they have crappy top edges or not, but I will tell you that they were the ones that I was using when I finally accepted that it is what it is. And it's what made me a better tinner, because now I don't flinch at anybody's top edge, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, unless I have to bump it up enough and trim it that I don't have enough at the bottom to cover. I don't care, you know, if that makes sense. So yeah, another question: the Charger has the weird grid pattern in it when it was made. Will this show up more once tinted? Not sure if I should have new glass installed or not. No, that weird grid pattern is a lighting, it's a holographic kind of effect. And when you put tin on it, it actually shows less. It doesn't show up as much. And so that's a good thing. No need to put a new window in. Although glass companies will like it. The problem is you put a new window in, and under the same lighting, you'll probably see the same thing. Although oddly enough, they don't all have that. But I've never seen that transfer after a tint job. So if that makes any sense. But yeah, computer cuts, like, I don't know. They're all great. I think computer cut's about the most versatile. And film and vinyl, once upon a time, was actually more versatile because they used a shadow of a base of a sign making program, so you had more flexibility with the nodes and the lines and everything, and adjustments and abilities there. But with the new Computer Cut Pro, they added all that stuff in, plus the same main foundation that they've always had. And it just kind of jumped ahead of everybody as far as flexibility, ability. They have window planners. So say you're doing a flat glass job with a bunch of little windows, and you got such and such a size of film, and you can punch in and tell it what size film you're using, put in all the dimensions of all your windows, and then it'll auto arrange them to use the least amount of film possible, and it'll stack, it'll stack a window here and a window here, and then one over here and then one over here, and adjust them so that you use almost no scrap. Now that's not something that I played around with a lot, but it is something that I found really intriguing, because the processing that goes in behind that is all the thinking that I don't have to do. But then I got a film handler, and I realized that I love a film handler. It's cool too. Oddly enough, same company that owns Computer Cut also owns Film Handler, and they're just smart, and that'd be Saint Gobain. And speaking of Saint Gobain, they're such a big company. They make a lot of the OEM glass for cars. I mean, they got we think that 3M's a big name because it's a household name. They put their name out in front of everybody. Saint Gobain is that, hustle and silence, and I don't know. They don't like boast themselves and try to take the credit for everything, but they just seem to do everything, and they do it well too. But yeah, so that is that. And guess what else? I just realized lights are starting to turn off around the warehouse. It's 5:04. Hope you got a chance to see around the hall while they're setting up over for the family reunion. Family reunion kicks off tomorrow. If you're anywhere near Athens, Georgia, or even within a couple hours drive, I encourage you to get over there and see what the heck is going on. It's off the chain. Lots of things being given away. Like, you'll be amazed. You're going to walk out of there with something. And plus the excitement. There's just going to be a ton of folks there, ton of vendors there, and ton of camaraderie. So if you aren't already making it and you have the ability to make it, you should. It'll be going on tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So any one of those 3 days, if you can find your way over to Athens, Georgia, knock yourself out. But this is another week in the books. Next week, we're going to talk about a free trip to the Window Film Conference in WFCT, the big one. So we will get you all there and let you know what's happening. But somebody is going to win an all expense paid trip to the WFCT conference this year. So that's going to be exciting, and hopefully we'll have all the details next week for you. It's going to be killer and exciting. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. May this summer kick ass for everybody. And until next week,